How many times do you need to be warned? Like, it's like the same drum beating over and over again, but you don't want to listen. You want to live in the bubble. But in a bubble, have you ever seen a bubble, people? Have you ever seen what a bubble looks like? It's beautiful and majestic, right? And you can admire it for its shape and its substance. But it's so easy to prick a typical bubble. Like, it's just, trying to live within that, especially when it's getting higher and higher. When the bubble is getting higher and higher, and you're looking down, it's a long way down. The higher up you get, when you're looking, it's like, oh shit, that's a long way down. At that stage of the game, you really should be concerned when you recognize and acknowledge that you're living in a bubble, that if it ever gets pricked, fuck, that's a long way down to fall. It can be quite devastating, quite harmful. And the housing market in Canada is showing signs that, that bubble's about to be pricked any time. It's just a matter of time. It's not that any central planner, that's another thing. Your central planners, as much as they try to manipulate and distort reality, they can only prolong the inevitable collapse in this speculative market for so long. Eventually it's going to happen. So all you people that think, I'm going to stay in it because my central planners, they'll do it. They'll win out in the end. Well, watch and see what happens. As with all places and all countries around the world, you'll see in Canada that nope, your politicians are not exceptional. Your central planners in Canada, sorry, even though they try to pretend and promote themselves as such, they are not exceptional in any way, shape, or form. They're collective ideologues. They're just mindless morons that rely on your ability to believe whatever they say. They're preaching from the pulpit, and everything they're preaching is based on mysticism, lies, manipulation, subjugation, all fucking bullshit premises that have no entrenched foothold in reality. I think a lot of you need to suffer this reality. And you will. And you will. Mark my words. Right here and now. You will. Those of you that don't listen anyways. The few that do, you'll be smart. Get out of this shit as quick as possible. Here we are. Headline. And it's in all the typical mainstream outlets. Right? Toronto and Vancouver suffering buyer gridlock as even existing homeowners can't afford to move. So even all the people that jumped in early on the Ponzi scheme, right? Just like a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme. If you jump in early, you get it. If you get in early, you get in on the cheap, right? And then because it's a pyramid scheme, even though you're at the top part of that and all the people on the bottom rungs of the pyramid are the ones that are suffering the most, now they're even saying, even you people at the top, the pyramid scheme, the scheme has taken off and has exceeded even your own expectations, right? So even you fucks are being caught up in this mess now. Does that not tell you anything? What, I mean, how many times do I gotta say it? You fucking idiots that were willing to go along with central planning, price fixing, and manipulation because it might have benefited you early on. Now you're starting to see and recognize that now you're even caught up in the mess. Damn it, man. Damn it, man. It's tough. I get it. Why do you guys like giving me so much ammunition? I mean, I get you keep proving me right all the time. Sometimes I think, maybe you're just, I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird now. It gets really weird in these incidents where like people like myself that have been telling you the truth all along, and even the media pundits, even those that wish that wasn't the case, wish that I weren't being honestly and objectively truthful in all my statements, even they are being relegated to having to put out articles and admit that they were wrong, right? And now they're having to admit that people like me are right, and our assumptions were true all along, right? How many times are you going to want to? Do you have to wait till the last status, the last ideologue tells you that, yeah, we were all idiots, we duped you, right? Is that what you got to wait for before you actually come to the realization that this whole speculative bubble, it's about ready to pop? When we get to the point where those that have had at least the benefit of gaining from the speculative market that we now live in, when even they don't have the capacity to keep benefiting from that, think about the rest of them, right? I mean, the gig's got to be up soon. It will be up soon. So it's imperative that you people start trying to pay attention. Pay a little bit of attention. Share this. Well, the people that that watch this video that do, share this fucking video with the ones in your family, your friends, your neighbors, all those people that do you not have the courage? Do I not represent my message and the narrative properly? I don't know what it is with something, but you need to share this. If you're scared to speak out and speak up about the things that I am more than willing to do, that's why I do it. You don't even have to do it. If it's your friends, your family, your neighbors, you don't even have to be the one that opens your mouth and tells them the truth, because you don't want to be, I don't know, I guess you're scared, right? I don't want them to hate me. Well, then make them hate me. I have no problem. Whether it's my own family, my own friends, my own neighbors. If I tell you the truth and you hate me for it, well, I personally, I'm strong enough. I have enough confidence that I don't give a fuck if you don't like me for telling you the truth. I've made now probably 120, 130 videos. Mostly, I like doing this anyways because, truth and objective reason and logic and philosophy, those things are very important. I recognize it. But I'm doing these videos because I recognize a lot of people, you're scared to do so. But, come on. Even though I do have broad shoulders and a fair amount of strength, and you try to impose on me to have to be responsible to delegate this information or to propagate this information, I'll do it. I'm making these videos all the time. But if you're unwilling to even share it, I don't know how far can it work out when I'm doing all the work and you're not even willing to do the sharing aspect of it, right? Like, I don't know. Even though many people that pretend to be in the liberty movement seem to be, I don't know, still riding that fence. You still want to ride that fence, huh? Scared to jump on the good side because, hey, I might benefit and gain if, what if the status win, right? I want to be on the side of the status. So you're still selling out morals and principles for a perception of who will have the biggest club. It's never been about the biggest club. And even those in the biggest club, you should at least understand and recognize in reality that their club is not a hardened metallic or wood-based club. It's built on foam and sponge. It has no real power. If you're willing to challenge it, which I am, that power, that club, sure, they can hurt me with real physical violence, but their words, that club, like I said, it's like a Nerf club. It can't really hurt you. Stand up to them. Speak truth to reason. Stop letting them fucking propagandize your mind or others to the point where come on. But this is great. I think this is great. This is all going to prove to the people that have benefited all along. This is the thing that matters most, actually, because the younger generations, the millennials that are still living home with mommy and daddy for the most part, right? Or a lot of people even that are losers and parasites and said that they just go work for unions or mega corporations or governments so that they can sustain their living. The gig is up, folks. The gig is soon going to be up. If you're not going to start standing on the side of reason, logic, common sense, proper economic fundamentals, then you're just going to be, you're going to be relegated to the dustbins of history and be those who have to suffer the direct consequences and result of all this central planning and all this price manipulation and speculation. The housing prices in Canada, as we all know, and that's just talking about the people that are, like I said, at the top of the pyramid scheme. Think about all those that haven't even started to get into that situation. It's all going to fail tremendously. Whether it's now, in a month, a year, 10 years. When it does, the longer you promote, the longer you or postpone that inevitable correction, that inevitable collapse that has to take place for anything to start happening, functioning properly. If you think properly, think about it. If you think properly, you have to get rid of all the old shit first. You have to stop promoting and propagating the old shit before you start thinking critically and objectively. Just like with the housing market. It's going to have a crash. Now, there'll be some proper market fundamentals that'll correct in one way, whether it's good, bad, or anywhere in between, when the true free market fundamentals kick in. But yes, there's going to be a temporary time frame where there's going to be some pain for those that relied on central planning, price fixing, and manipulation. That has to happen. That has to happen. You have to accept and embrace. Well, you don't even have to embrace it, but you have to accept that reality is going to have to happen. You have to prick that bubble so that you can live in the reality. If you're living in a delusional bubble, the only way you can come back to reality is popping that delusional bubble. There's no other way around it. There's no magic. Reality has to play out properly. Then you'll understand how the true fundamentals of what this price fixing and housing speculative market is all about. Then you'll understand why they tried to propagate this for so long, because there's probably going to be some pretty nasty suffering that's going to have to happen in the interim. I'm sorry for that. I'm not the one that looked to cause that hardship for you people. You're the one that brought it upon yourself. I didn't impose that on you. Free market capitalists, anarcho-capitalists, libertarians, voluntarists, people with critical minds. We didn't impose any of this shit on you. You'll see it's just a direct consequence of your past mistakes and your past actions. I didn't impose it on you. You brought it upon yourself. Deal with that reality. Hopefully be strong enough to move on and learn from past mistakes. This is Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.